Yeah, so my name is David Bain. I am the founder of Alturu Consulting Group, which focuses on technology-related solutions. And more recently, I founded a company called Incrementic, which focuses on rapidly testing the viability of new ideas. So I studied zoology, which is obviously what you study when you want to get into technology. And from there, even while I was studying zoology, I would visit the computer lab on campus, which this will give you an idea of my age. It was one of the few places where you could get internet at the time, there and the main library. So of course I'd visit there and keep up with technology. I started out using browsers that did not have graphics in them. So text-based browsers, text-based email clients and stuff like that. And I've more or less, I'd like to think I've kept up with the changes. So I've been through from Netscape to all the flavors of Internet Explorer, to Chrome, to Firefox, and so on.
I am O'Shane from the Jamaican Developers Group. This video is a part of our Meet and Greet series where we introduce the various tech community leaders and what they're doing with their communities in Jamaica. If you like what we're doing or this video, please like, subscribe, and click on the notification icon to miss any updates. If you have any questions or comment, please feel free to leave it in the comment box below or contact us on our community forum at community.jamaicans.dev. Thank you for watching, and we'll continue with this video. So how did you get started in tech or software development per se?
Right, so a lot of it was self-taught. I just wanted to know how to get stuff done. And one of the things that sparked it initially was being at a camp event where somebody brought their Commodore 128, one of the counselors, and right in front of us wrote a program. It was a program where you're supposed to guess, the cards. I think it was a memory card type game. Very simple, but by watching him work and looking over his shoulder, I was able to say, wait, I could probably do this. This is not something that is all magic. From that experience, it kind of sparked it in the back of my head, and I actually did start doing a little bit of programming a couple years later when I got my own computer. Nothing fancy, creating little programs where you could get the anthems of different countries and the flags and things like that. And I was doing that in BASIC, not Visual Basic. This was BASIC running on a Commodore 64. So since then, my career really wasn't aiming to go into programming. I ended up doing all sorts of other things, teaching maths, being a research assistant, entrepreneurial stints and things like that. But what got me back into more tech was I got a machine and decided to install Linux. And at the time I was teaching maths, but in the summer I got an opportunity to do a little programming of what do you call this now? Interactive voice system. And eventually I left the maths to go and teach as a technical trainer. They actually hired me because they had learned that I knew a little bit of Linux, and they wanted to be able to offer Linux, and I started teaching web technologies and things like that. Got some certifications in the process, and then, this is really fast forwarding things. I went off on my own to freelance and then started a company. There are lots of other little bits along the way, but that gives you a rough idea of some of my background.
Right.
I've always liked being able to interact with others around things that I'm interested in. So it wasn't necessarily all about tech, because I've been involved in other organizations as well, just for common interest. What really started it was the Jamaica Linux user group, and that existed before I personally got involved. And that was probably the first tech organization in Jamaica that I was a part of. I don't know if anybody is still meeting for the Jamaica Linux user group. That's where I started. And then I moved on to, I guess, PyCon Jamaica. And it always kind of followed my interests. I actually started PyCon Jamaica as a clone user group, which is a clone content management system, if anybody knows about it. And then I kind of reflected and thought, maybe this could be broader. Clone is written in Python, let's have a PyCon Jamaica. And so started PyCon Jamaica, kind of spin off of Clone user group. And again, I guess wanting to broaden again, I started MakeBetter, which kind of made it open to people who are programmers, software craftsmen, who weren't just into Python, JavaScript, PHP, and other areas. And it was an opportunity for people to share what they're doing in their space, the techniques and technologies that are solving their own problems. Hence the name MakeBetter. MakeBetter kind of has a broader scope now, because I haven't executed so well on this, but the goal of MakeBetter right now is to connect people who are making things. So it doesn't just have to be software developers. My vision is that people who are designers, people who are, starting business stuff, we're making games. By the way, I've made a game that was a side project that was fun, a card game. Just if you're making stuff, there should be ways for MakeBetter to be of interest to you. So hopefully that gives you some more context that this is kind of a serial thing of starting things mostly selfishly so that I can benefit from them. At the moment, MakeBetter is largely a WhatsApp group, which kind of fell off during COVID, but we were meeting fairly regularly once a quarter, and we can probably spin that up again. It's just not as much fun to do it virtually, and with COVID, it kind of messed up the ability to come and meet face to face. So I guess I'll just have to accept it and go do some more virtual stuff.
Right. So what's the aim? What's the aim?
That's like the background.
Okay. So what's the aim going forward? Though, a matter of fact, what's the aim going forward, and like what do you see? MakeBetter can do? Because one of the things I definitely liked about MakeBetter is that it opened a door for the government agency to come present what they're doing. Entrepreneurs, companies to come and just show certain stuff. So it connected, that the different sectors to just come and showcase and talk about technology and how we're using it. So we definitely like that. But going forward, what's the vision for MakeBetter if you thought of it thus far, especially in COVID period?
Right. So if you, I'll frame it like this. My goal in general, and I kind of see MakeBetter now as an incrementic based initiative, is encourage idea collisions. And the way that I illustrate that is I talk about a particle accelerator. The purpose of a particle accelerator is to get things to collide together, and you can get learning and stuff like that. Except this is trying to accelerate the collision of ideas. Lots of people are walking around with slow hunches about lots of things, and the speed at which you learn is the speed at which you increase those collisions and validate the ideas when you're speaking with other people, and things like that. So that's my vision for MakeBetter. I haven't figured out the specifics of it. Some of it has kind of worked. And what's funny, you know when it really worked? When we partnered with other guys, like the Slashroot guys. So I have to big up Matthew McNaughton, David Suter from Slashroot, when we had those data meetups, which was really their initiative. And they kind of took advantage of some of the MakeBetter community. So maybe what we need to have is community takeovers where people from different communities come and connect with people from other communities, rather than like if you trace the trend, Python clone to Python to MakeBetter, the whole goal was to broaden, and that's what I'm seeing with MakeBetter. Now MakeBetter is now trying to not just be for software developers, and if we can get all these people in the same space and get these ideas to collide, some interesting things will happen.
Yeah. So funnily, that's literally what this event is about. You know, bringing the different communities together to talk and have that space where we can collide, exchange ideas, and exchange, you know, workflow principle and how we can improve each other, either community, the software solution, and so forth. Because you know, I might be using Laravel, and then you have Gavin, which is a security specialist. How can, you know, Gavin show me how to become a more secured software developer for my project? So definitely that's where we want to go with this type of event, where the communities come together and collaborate. Anyone has any question?
I actually attended some things from David Bain before I started in security, when you had a clone workshop at Hope Garden some years ago, probably like 2013, 2014. So
that was 2016. We had Python Jamaica.
Yeah, so somewhere around that time. Something was at Hope Gardens, and then there was something at UE relating to, I don't remember what it was, but I was completely lost. But as I said,
Gavin, I actually remember that we had a scavenger hunt, on Python event scavenger hunt.
Yeah, and there was some.
Yeah, I think it was in November.
There was a snake and a whole bunch of things. So that was just, you know, a long time ago, right? And I'm still not a developer.
Great.
Yeah, so I'm still not a developer, but I'm still not a developer. I'm purely a security guy.
So most of the questions that I've been seeing are the ones about like links to the MakeBetter group online from Wilson, Uriel Wilson, as well as Patrick Whittle. If there are links to these groups.
Yes. The links for the group can be found on communities.jamaicans.dev. Is the community forum, and there's quite a lot of content on there. And if you have any question about this event or any of the events, you can post it on there. So with that said, thank you, David, for presenting. I'm pretty sure quite a lot of us learned about some of the stuff Python Jamaica is doing and MakeBetter. We've reached the end of this video, and I just want to say thank you for watching. I know these videos can get long, tedious, and drawn out, but still, we hope it was informative, fun, and insightful despite the length. And of course, if you like this video or what we're doing, don't forget to like, subscribe, click on the notification icon not to miss the next video, which can be found in the description below. Once again, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Take care.